Hey, everybody, welcome to Fanatically Biased, where we're a bunch of sports fans who talk trash, interview other fans, and we just have a lot of fun. So today's show is going to be super special. Today we are going to highlight another fan and their football team. But before we get to that, I want to just check in. Everybody doing okay today? Elliot,
everybody.
D, y'all good? Y'all feeling good?
We're good. We're good.
All right. So I'm going to pass the mic over to D, and he's going to take over our next segment. So, D, you got the mic.
Oh, well, man, look, for the subscribers, y'all know what it is. It's time for our fan week moment, baby. Yes. As you can see, I'm excited this week about my fan moment. My first two was just agony all day long. But this week, I'm excited. I'm excited for them Chicago Sky, baby. They 2-1. They beat the New York Liberty and the Dallas Wings, and I'm giving them girls their flowers, unlike my fellow co-host, Elliot, but that's okay. We won. We beat the Liberty, so get at us. Because
every dog has its day.
We coming.
Round of applause, girls. You didn't refer to those women as dogs.
It was an expression, people. Good gracious.
Listen, we coming. What Deion say? We coming.
I got you.
Wait till Cardoso gets in the game.
Okay. All right.
Get ready for them Sky, baby.
Well, I'm gonna give you my fan moment now.
Cue the music.
I'm a little hating again because I hate the Boston Celtics being a Philly person, and I watched them escape the doldrums, escape defeat once again, and I'm a little pissed off about it because stuff like ball bouncing off people's legs in clutch moments, to give them an extra possession. And I hate it because that never happens to my squad. And then they hit a clutch three. Anyway, I hate the Celtics. I hope they lose.
You hate.
This is called a
hate. In the sports term, Brendan, you know what I mean. Hate. It's in terms of fandom. I don't hate in terms of I wish they died. Hate. I don't like them. They've been beating my squad for 50 years.
And no one cares.
Okay. All right.
You done?
Right. I'm done. Casey, what's your fan moment?
Uncuse the violin music. So as normal, I have two. The first thing is I want to celebrate the WNBA because if you haven't been watching, you should definitely watch. It has been just jaw dropping. I know that Connecticut Sun and Indiana Fever game, I couldn't even go to the bathroom because I had to sit there in the fourth quarter and wait until it was so good in the fourth quarter. So I'm just going to celebrate the WNBA. The games have been spectacular, and I'm absolutely enjoying this. And I hope it makes it to prime time other than ABC, like NBC, CBS. My second fan moment goes to Minnesota. I am a little bit disappointed that they did lose the first round of the finals, not the actual championship game, but against the who did they play? Y'all help me out. Who did Minnesota?
The Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks. All right. But I will say there's a positive to this because on Sunday, my kid went to sleep at 7:55. I didn't know what to watch. So I watched them take on the Denver Nuggets. I did watch up to halftime and I kind of thought it was over. But then upon waking up Monday morning to find out that they had won, and I was pleasantly surprised and pleased. So kudos to them for beating. His name is Jokic, y'all, not the Joker. Jokic. Anyway, he beat Jokic, and although they lost to the Mavs, I believe they will take the series. So that's my fan moment of the week.
All right. Well, with no further delay, let's introduce our guest. His name is Brendan. He is an avid Jacksonville Jaguars fan, and we are continuing our series about Team Chronicles. And so, Brendan, we appreciate you taking the time out there with that beautiful weather. How's the weather out there in the West Coast?
65. It's mostly sunny.
Nice.
Perfect.
You still surfing?
Yeah, every day.
Took
a nice board to the head yesterday, somewhere up here, but I'm more upset about my board being broke now, but it's all good.
I feel like we need more information on this.
It was more embarrassing than anything, man. Like the last thing you want to do is fall in front of like 30 other people because now they're going to see me and go, "Oh, yeah, that's the guy who fell."
Well,
so I know we're talking about the Jaguars, but a broken surfer board means you are the man. Is that?
Yeah.
Am I saying this correctly?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I got a question about surfing real quick. Is it like the movies? I tried it when I went to California and it just didn't work for me. I couldn't even get up on the board.
I mean, all the movies are fake. Like every single one of them are fake. So
There's some big waves on the movies, man.
yeah, I mean, it can get big here too. I mean, if you go watch YouTube, go watch The Wedge. The Wedge is like 2 miles down here, and it can get 20 to 25 feet big. And these guys, wow. they're nuts. Like that's
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, I like living.
That's your nickname, Lil Wave. You like Lil Wave. So
Yeah.
You
Give me
hashtag.
5 to 6, we're good. But anyway,
All right.
Well,
So
go ahead,
I'm going to
Casey.
start us off so that way we can, Elliot, we can lead up to L and he can rip you to shreds. I don't know why.
No, I'm not going.
Egos are no better. Trevor has the nice long hair and I love it. Anyway, so Brendan, really quickly, my question to you is, how long have you been a Jacksonville fan, and why? And I know I'm not one to ask because you see my squad, but I do have to ask you, how long have you been a fan and why?
since the day they announced that Jacksonville was going to get a team, like the day they came on the news and they said Jacksonville's going to get a team, they're going to be called the Jaguars. I'm like, great, got a new team. Because I lived in Jacksonville, grew up in Jacksonville. So I was in '95. I was 11 years old. I was a Buccaneers fan at the time because that was kind of the closest team to Jacksonville. And I just never really liked Miami, so it made it pretty easy for me to just be a Bucs fan. But yeah, since day one. And I remember Carolina, same day. And I said, well, those are our rivals. Let's do it.
But you and I, even though we just met, we're cool. So
Yeah.
don't start none, and there won't be none. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, to be honest, like we never really play you guys. So there's nothing to really to have there. Like the only thing that made me mad at Carolina is that when they did the whole initial team formation, you guys got a couple of players that I was hoping we were going to get. But
all right,
besides that, I got no beef with Carolina.
Okay. So then we're cool. So you and I will end this show as buddies and best friends. I don't know about the other two. So
Nope.
I'm gonna pass it and let him jump in now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Brendan, I got a couple questions for you, man. So I consider myself kind of the controversial one, so don't get offended here. But I'm gonna try to gauge where you are as a fan, whether you're on the delusional side or whether you're on the realistic side. That's where I come from. And you can be delusional because guess what? This is fanatically biased. So you're supposed to be a biased fan. However, I'm going to call you delusional. So, what are your current thoughts on the franchise right now?
I think we have a bad GM, and he has kind of run our entire franchise into the ground. And I think we've had talent for a long time, but I also think that a lot of draft picks have gone to waste, and you cannot waste first round picks 6 years in a row and expect it to actually turn out well. Trevor's the only pick that he made that was right, but did he really make that pick, to be honest?
Right. That was the consensus.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't take Trevor number 1 that year, you're pretty much fired on the spot. So I don't know. I feel like we have so much potential every year and we never live up to it. And I don't know why. And it frustrates me. And I also am and it doesn't really make me feel great that the owner's son uses a computer program to pick all the players and to figure out how to build a team.
Oh, he's an algorithm. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how they did the soccer team too. Like they have a soccer team, they have the wrestling, and then they have Jaguars. And he's a very analytical guy. And I don't know. I don't really think that these guys are doing what they need to do to get us where we need to be. Like, I want to be in the Super Bowl. I'm tired of getting halfway there and then
so
we
you
can't
would
finish
be your team fired a GM.
I would love to see him gone. Balky is just not going to get us there, and I know for a fact. Balky will never get us there.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, look. When I thought the Jaguars had a real shot at it, there was like you guys had some players that have went on to other teams and done great things. I think at one point you had Jalen Ramsey and that defense that he was on. I want to say Blake Bortles might have been the quarterback at that time.
Miles
And
Jack was not down, by the way.
you said, look, you guys.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I feel like at that point you were only maybe quarterback play away. You know what I mean? So, and then all of a sudden, all of your good pieces just started to, go in a different direction. So I get you when you get upset with the GM. That would make me upset too, because I mean, you're almost there. You may be a player or two away, a different change, and then the whole team just gets dissipated. But
the Bears are in the same boat there. Like, I mean,
yeah. Look, the Bears are. Look, I'm a very realistic Bears fan, and it hurts. It hurts all the time. I'm still not a 100% believer in the GM that we have. I think he's trying very hard, and I think he literally put all his marbles in the basket this year because he knows his job's on the line. But we have an organizational problem up here. I think it goes well beyond the GM. So I don't know what to say, man. But I get it. I'm with you. The agony sucks to be, and then we get the double doink that we've talked about before. Where we're almost there, and we take a kicker that doinked the football 3 times in the regular season into the playoffs. I mean, what are you doing?
It was partially blocked, though. I'm just saying. We got our hand. We got a tinker tip on it.
A fingernail. I was a fingernail. And
every little bit.
Fingernail at that.
Okay, I'm just saying it was blocked. I'm just okay.
All I know is if I would have betted during that game that he was going to double doink, I would probably be $1 million. I mean, how? 4 times in a season, that's unheard of. And then you got rid of Robbie Gould. So look, Brendan, I feel you on the agony, man. But what so now that we know, you guys have been close. A couple years ago, you guys were close last year. Trevor got hurt. What do you think about the pieces they added this offseason?
Oh man. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting we got rid of Zay Jones for Gabe Davis.
I
agree.
I agree with that.
Gabe has the numbers, but I mean, are those numbers a result of his supporting cast and who was around him? I mean, your number 2 was Stephon Diggs, right? Right. Josh Allen. And you got Josh Allen throwing you the ball. I mean, of course you're going to put up 750 yards and a ton of touchdowns, but I hope he comes and plays like that here for us. And I'm not. I mean, the LSU kid we picked up in the draft, I think looks pretty solid. Was Thomas? He looks
Brian
solid.
Thomas. Yeah,
he looks solid. I mean, but I was kind of upset with the letting Ridley walk.
They weren't going to pay him.
They had to let him go. They overpaid. Tennessee overpaid.
You think so? Look, Ridley. This was his first year back from having the year off. If he can get anything close back to what he was doing in Atlanta, he's one of the best receivers in the league.
You forget Jacksonville paid for Christian Kirk.
They did.
You remember that? So they were.
That was a choice. That was basically a choice, either Kirk or Ridley, because you can't keep both in that situation.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Christian Kirk balled out for you guys, but y'all took him from being a wide receiver 3 in Arizona and gave him $20 million a year.
That was aggressive.
Calvin Ridley had been a number 1 before, and he had a very wishy-washy year to what I don't know why, what reasons. I know I listened to him talk in a Titans conference recently, and he was saying that there was a lot of things outside of football and in the organization that were not clicking. But the talent is there, and you got to pay to play. I like Brian Thomas, but he's a rookie, and this is a make or break year for your quarterback. So I'm not sure if getting rid of Ridley was one of the best moves. We'll see.
But I also think.
Go ahead. Go. No, you go ahead.
I also think the Josh Allen contract coming up is very big on their mind too, because not only do you have Josh Allen you got to pay, you also have Trevor Lawrence's extension coming up. And for God's sakes, how much are they going to pay that joker to sit there and keep playing like he's playing?
Oh, whoa, rewind. I love this take. Trevor Lawrence is a joker?
I mean, he's not a top 5 quarterback in my opinion. And I would probably barely put him in the top 10 if he plays like he did last year.
Wait a minute, you're talking about your quarterback, or you're talking about Josh Allen?
No,
I'm talking about Trevor
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Like I think he is right now. He's above average, but he's not great.
Interesting. I'll give you the top 5, top 10. Oh man. Ooh.
Oh, I think you can. I like the argument. I mean, do you put him? Do you think he has more talent than a Jared Goff? But is he better?
Does Jared Goff have a better team around him?
Yeah. Okay, that's true.
Like Dak, he got a better team. You know, Trevor. They've done some things for Trevor, like they went and got ETN, which it seems like a lot of NFL GMs are trying to get their franchise quarterback, their guys from college. You know, you got a lot of like tandems from college in the NFL now. So they went and got him, but then they got Kirk, which is why I say he had a great year, but before that, he was a career wide receiver 3. I think the best thing going for as far as weapons was the tight end was
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram. So how much have we really given, or how much have Jacksonville really given Trevor to work with, you know, outside of him just, you know, being spectacular with his arm? I mean, even the offensive line is what, middle of the road or so?
I'd say less than middle of the road. The offensive line last year was, and they were always hurt. Like you got Cam Robinson's always hurt.
Yeah, he's good, but he's always hurt.
Yeah. When you don't have depth, I mean, it just, what are you supposed to do? So yeah, I mean, you got to take that into account, and it's tough to put it all on Trevor. And Trevor also played hurt at least 5 or 6 games of the year. He refused to admit that he was hurt, and that'll lead me down a whole road of anger, because I think he should have sat for 2 or 3 games, gotten healthy, and then we wouldn't have missed the fucking playoffs. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to say that. We wouldn't have.
Get it out. You need someone to do. We're those people.
We would not have lost the last 3 games of the season, 4 games, how many that was. Like, we definitely would not have missed the playoffs if Trevor just would have sat out, healed up, and then came back for those last few games and played the way that he should have played. So whoever that's on, I wish they would take responsibility for that and not allow that to happen again. Right.
Well, I'm glad we attacked the elephant in the room, because that's where I was going. Do you think Trevor Lawrence should get the extension? Your thoughts on that? I mean, because I think he's going to ask for 60 a year. If Joe Burrow got 55, you know, Jared Goff got 53, he's asking for 60.
The argument there, though, is those 2 quarterbacks made a Super Bowl appearance.
Right. I'm with you on that.
Okay, but where do you go if you don't have Trevor Lawrence in terms of competitiveness? I mean, you picked up Mac Jones, and we don't know. Mac Jones isn't unproven because they gave him nothing in New England. Nothing. So we don't know. But if you want, that's a big risk, a huge risk to move on from Trevor. That's why all these quarterbacks in the NFL have teams hostage, because where do you say don't pay Dak, don't pay this person's not worth this, but what do you have?
Well, they got Trey Lance. I don't think he's a bad option.
We don't know what Trey Lance, he played 1 game.
I understand that, but I mean, he don't act like he bad. We
don't know what he is. I'm
just saying though, Dallas is loaded. I'm not saying they are like perfect.
Oh, here.
I would love to hear Brendan's take on it, but I do think they should pay him. But I want to hear Brendan's take definitely.
Yes, I want to hear it as well.
I mean, they're going to pay him. It doesn't matter what I think, honestly. They're going to pay him. They're going to make him the top paid quarterback in the league.
Because you're fanatically biased.
Yeah. They're going to pay him. He's going to be the top paid. He's going to be the top paid quarterback in the league. And it's going to ruin our team, because we're not going to be able to afford the pieces that we actually need. And unless
he's drafted, they have to stand up though. That's to me. I'm not saying don't pay him, but don't make him highest paid. That's ridiculous.
I agree. Don't make him the highest paid.
If you're gonna compare him to, like you said, the Burrow or the golf, last time I checked, you haven't taken a team to a Super Bowl. You know, as an organization in these franchises, they have to start standing up to these agents and saying, look, it's not that we don't want to give you a contract. It's that we want to give you a contract comparable to where you're at the moment, where a lot of these quarterbacks want to get paid for potential still. You know what I mean? So
that is wishful thinking.
But it's the right thing to do. I'm saying, Trevor.
And I want to see what is he going to do the first 6 weeks. All right. So no, I'm not with you.
Brendan, may I interject something? He's going to ball out. He wants his money.
They got
Trevor Lawrence
and the Bills, and then Houston. No, I need to see what he does against those.
You should lock him in, if possible, beforehand. Because if you let him ball out, then Brendan's right. They're going to make him highest paid.
But that would have been great if Jared Goff hadn't gotten his extension. Once Goff got his extension for 53, it's a wrap now. And the cap, and don't forget, the cap went up 30 million this past year.
That's true.
And now, and they're saying it's going to go up another 20 million. They're estimating the year after that. So,
and I don't know who I heard, but it's only the quarterback, one of your wide receiver ones, your left tackle, and then one of your edge rushers are the only 4 people on the team who deserve the highest paid. Everybody else falls behind.
That's correct. I mean, that's was probably 4th now, where it used to be right behind the quarterback.
Wide receiver 1, left tackle, and then your edge rusher. Those should be the highest paid 4 people. And I don't know who said it. It was one of the reporters. And then everyone else falls.
So you're saying, Brendan, that Trevor Lawrence, they're going to pay him, but you think you want to see more?
I just want to see him. I want to see him go to the playoffs and actually win a few games in the playoffs and maybe give us a chance to win an AFC championship. And I mean, I don't think right now we're at that place. And I mean, but like we're talking about pay, like, I mean, look what they just paid Justin Herbert. What has he done? Like
nothing.
That's true.
And he got $52 million a year. Like there's no way I don't know. I'm just concerned that we're going to overpay him and it's just going to damage our salary cap for the next 5 years. And our GM is just not smart enough to manage that. And that concerns me.
So Brendan, my question is what do you think then they need to do? Because per my ears to the sports world, there's no QBs coming up that's probably that they can get. So then what does Jacksonville do? I mean, do you possibly take Justin Fields if it doesn't work out with the Steelers, or you take Trey Lance, or do you take, what do you do? Trevor's, I feel like he's your guy. He's the face of your franchise.
He is. Like, I don't think there is anything we can do. That's why I'm saying, like, it doesn't matter what I think, because like at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do. Like we are stuck with this guy now, and it is what it is.
Have the same hair, for God's sakes. I mean,
I only grew it out because of his.
Yours is curly. I like the curls. His is like bone straight. You have the nice soft.
Right. Yours is better. Yours is better.
So
I think the good news for Jacksonville though is, and I don't know, how do you feel about Doug Peterson? Do you like the job he's doing so far? He is an offensive minded coach.
Okay, yeah, let's go down that road, because I wasn't even thinking about this, right? So I like Doug. I think Doug is great. What I don't like is that Doug has this like absolute dying conviction to stick with who's the OC? God dang it, what's his name? I said it 1,000 times. Press Taylor. So for some reason, this guy is willing to sacrifice his entire career for Press Taylor. Press Taylor is the worst OC in the entire league, and that's and isn't this why? This is why Doug Peterson got fired from Philly, right? Because
you say, preach, because go ahead,
because of Press Taylor, and because he would not let Press Taylor go, and I am like. And the more he gives Press Taylor the ability to call the plays and the ability to run more things, everything just slowly degrades. And I'm like, how do you not see this? Because everybody else in the NFL is talking about it on Twitter. How do you not see it? Like,
Doug is loyal. Insane. As an Eagles fan, Doug is loyal, and probably to a fault. The good thing, though, about Doug, though, is he is an aggressive play caller. And I kind of like Brian Thomas. I mean, 6'3", ran a 4.3 40 in the combine. He catches deep balls. You know, I think he had a 17 touchdowns or something at LSU. So I think with Kirk in the slot, you've got good tight end motion. He is a potential. And Gabe Davis, I don't know. Gabe Davis is like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He'll explode for 180 yards and then he'll have 20 the next game. You know, so you don't know what you're going to get from him. But I do like the pieces that they're getting together. And I mean, look, this is a team that had a historical comeback 2 years ago in the playoffs. I mean, I think Jacksonville is going to have a solid year. I think it's going to come down to you and Houston. And I'm not, unlike a lot of people, I think they had a great offseason, but I still got to see more from the Houston. Maybe that's the Michigan bias in me. I admit it.
Dude, Houston looks good.
Yeah, they do. But you know, I'm going to put this. Coordinators have what I call the F word now on CJ Stroud. Film. They got film to see every play he runs. What are his tendencies? What does he like to do with this offense? Who does he like to go to? I'm just saying he had an unbelievable rookie year. I just want to see a little more. And I mean, Trevor, the talent is just so, I mean, he can run, he can maneuver the pocket. He's got a cannon for an arm.
Yeah.
But
you know,
is this year?
Yeah, he does have some questionable decisions. Yeah,
And
you know,
now here's something interesting.
Gunslingers, though. I feel like Trevor's a gunslinger.
Here's the most interesting thing about Trevor that I've been discussing with friends is, does he have the memory that other great quarterbacks have? So Tom Brady, you ask Tom Brady about any play in his entire career, he can tell you exactly what down it was, where he threw it. He'll tell you every detail. Trevor can't even remember what happened the week before. And that can because we went back and listened to interviews where he was like he didn't remember plays, and I'm like, that's concerning to me. Like, you should, as a quarterback, you should have photographic memory to the point to where like you always remember, hey, if this cornerback is on his heels, he's going to do this and that, so I need to make sure that I throw it here.
Good point.
I don't know if he reads the defenses that well like that. And I think in college, he could get away with it because he was just such a better talent, that it covered up the fact that he was missing some of these bigger things that you kind of need in the NFL, which and I don't know, like that's what that's arm wise, leg wise, he's got it. Okay. I'm just wondering if mentally he is what they said he was going to be.
I'm going to answer. My prediction is yes, and I believe he's going to ball out because he wants his money. and you know, if for no other reason, it's a contract year.
But sometimes you ball out too much and you mess up, and so he better even kill it.
And Trevor, I believe in you, Trevor. I believe in Trevor Lawrence. I believe he's going to do good things.
I give y'all 8 games at best. 8.
No. If he has, I'm gonna say if he has protection, I'm with you, E. Yeah, but look, I don't care if you guys gifts to QBs. You don't got protection, man. You can't do nothing. You don't got time to throw, and he can create a little bit with his legs, but something happens when you get sacked. You know, like 8 times in the first 3 games. You just lose confidence, man. So the key is, can they be protected? And in the draft, I think they drafted a tackle in like the 4th round, if I'm not mistaken. But if that was one of your biggest needs, then why didn't you go after somebody earlier? I mean, tackles were getting taken off the board like crazy. Even in the first, I thought a whole bunch of them went where it was just shocked me, you know. So I just don't know if Jacksonville has given Trevor enough to succeed like we know as fans that he can.
Okay. Well, we're going to see. I believe. So we're going to ask you some questions since you've been a fan since day one. We want to ask you a couple of questions. Casey, you want to ask a question? You want me to go?
So You didn't ask him this year's expectation.
Yeah. What is this year's expectation for you, record-wise?
That's a good
Go
question.
game by game. You want to go? We can ramble them off home and away if you need. Because this is where I love to see what the real feelings are about the team.
Yeah, I need to pull up the schedule.
Let's see.
I know we're going to beat the Raiders in Vegas because I'm going to go to that game. So
You got
So
the
week 1, you got Miami. Win-loss.
oh crap.
in Miami.
In Miami.
Yes, you're at Miami.
God, man.
See how you feeling?
See, the question is like, how good are these defensive people we just brought in? Because Miami's offense, if they play like they did last year, like
they got a 4x100 tack team down there.
Yeah, last year's defense is not stopping that Miami team.
Yeah, not when it's warm in the first week.
I mean, but luckily, like that's only down the street from us, so we're not like
Right.
It's not like we're not used to it. I would say we probably lose to Miami.
They the ones that can't play in the cold.
Right. So you say a loss for that one?
Yeah, I say we'd probably lose in Miami.
I like this guy already because he hates Miami. He just said his team. See, that's realistic right there.
I mean, that's very realistic. I would have said they wouldn't have beat Miami. What about Cleveland, week 2?
We beat Cleveland.
All right.
It's the Browns. You never.
It's the Browns, but they were the number 1 defense last year. Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't really care. It's the Browns.
Okay. All right. I love that. I love the confidence. At Buffalo, week 3.
We beat Buffalo.
Oh, at Buffalo.
Yeah, but we got Buffalo.
I mean, it's September. It's not that cold, so.
Yeah, no, we got Buffalo. That
okay, that's 2-1.
4th week, now you're going into the division. Houston. You're
at
not
Houston.
Blowout.
No,
it's
we
at
lose.
Houston.
We
You're
lose
not-
at.
Oh,
We
no,
lose at Houston.
Yes, at Houston.
All right, next division game is Indianapolis, but you're at home.
Win.
3-2.
Because Richardson won't even be in that game. Because that's already the 5th game of the season. He'll only make it like through 2 or 3, so we'll be good.
I like you, Brandon. You taking
This is my guy. I told you this is my dude.
you're taking shots. All right, then week 6, you and D will meet Chicago, but they coming down to Jacksonville. So,
That's a win.
It's in Chicago.
It's still a win.
it's home. It's not at Chicago.
It's not.
I think it's at Chicago.
I think it's one of those foreign games.
Yeah, no. Oh,
Actually,
it's in London. It's in London.
Yeah.
I was about to say I'm going to go visit my wife's family and go to that game if that's in Chicago.
Neutral.
Hi, Sarah.
$342. So
Okay, so if it's in London, it's basically a home game for us. We win that game.
yes, you are-
4-2.
Look,
all right, then you
we
are.
were friends. We were friends. Okay.
You are New England at a neutral location again. So I don't know if you're back to back overseas.
Yeah, it is. It's back to back. So we'll beat New England. I'm not concerned about
5-2. Okay.
By the way, you said something about like you don't want Boston to die or whatever. You know what? If every Boston team just disappeared tomorrow, I would not be upset. Just saying.
Thank you. I mean,
they are the
Thank
worst
you.
fans of all time. I went to a game in New England. It was New England versus Jacksonville. It was whenever Randy Moss was playing for the Patriots. And I was on the first row in the end zone in the first row. And I sit down and they all just like start yelling at me, like cussing at me, yelling at me, talking about like, how could that guy sell his tickets to a Jaguars fan? And I just had to like turn around to like the main guy yelling. I'm like, hey, look, I already know we're about to get our asses kicked here. Like, I have no doubt in my mind. I'm just here to have some fun. I'm like, can I buy you a drink? And so he chilled out like after like they were up 21-0. He chilled out real quick. But yeah, that game was terrible.
Okay, you didn't take the hostile approach then. I understand.
No,
Yeah,
not when you're by yourself. Jeez.
yeah.
Oh yeah. You're smart.
Not there.
Love
Not
that.
there.
So we're at 5.
You
Go
took
ahead.
the non-hostile approach. So let's see what you're gonna do next. Green Bay is coming to town. What are you doing?
Ooh.
Week 8 at 1:00 on Fox in front of the whole world.
5-2.
I mean, to be honest, like outside of the Lions, I think we can beat every single NFC North team. Like,
Okay.
Whoa.
6-2.
All right. So then week 9, you're going to the city of brotherly love.
nah, we'll lose.
Oh,
that
you-
game.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Bad boys, bad boys.
We lose that game by a lot.
Be confident, Brendan.
Welcome home, Doug. He's right. Welcome home, Doug. No.
Hush. Then week 10, the Vikings are getting on their ship to come to Jacksonville.
7-3.
I know nothing about the Vikings, so I'm guessing that means they're not great yet.
That's a low shot.
I mean, after they got rid of Dalvin Cook, I had no reason to care about the Vikings. So,
Side note, he's a Florida State guy, everybody.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Which they should have been in the playoffs, by the way. But
here we go.
We'll go there another day.
We'll go there.
I'll get real angry about that one.
I know you will.
Then you all are going to head to Detroit. What you gonna do?
8-4.
I think we lose that game.
Okay. Then you will play Houston. You have a bye week, so you'll rest. Can you beat Houston after getting a week of rest?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Totally. In Jacksonville, yeah, totally.
9-4.
Well, you're gonna be home, in Jacksonville. So then you're gonna go to Tennessee.
Shoot, man.
10-4.
Am I really about to say we're gonna go 13-4? Because
Yeah, say it.
crazy.
I'm your hype man. Don't say it.
It's fanatically biased. I mean, you're being delusional, but go ahead.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, there's a couple of games that I feel like could swing the other way, but I mean, I don't think the Titans are really that great next year.
I agree.
They have a great coach. So
and the Jets are just the Jets. We should.
But they got Aaron Rodgers back though.
I really don't care.
And they cleaned up their O-line, so they ready.
If Richardson ain't making it to the 5th game, Rodgers ain't making it to the 3rd.
Oh gosh, he is. So you're gonna lose. You're gonna beat Tennessee. Are you gonna beat the Jets? You're in. Well, no, you're home. They're coming to you.
12-4. If you say that.
I mean, I feel like we're going to
Okay. All right. Don't be ashamed. So you're going to the Raiders game. We're excited about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely beat the Raiders. I mean, it's the Raiders.
So that's 13-4.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying, because we'll beat the Titans in Jacksonville, and then we'll beat the Colts because the Colts are the Colts. And I mean, we got to lose more than 4 games, though. How's that?
All right. So then
Hey, number 1 seed in the AFC, Jacksonville Jaguars.
To be honest, we were almost there last year.
Yeah,
we were the number 1 seed. We were going to be the number 1 seed going into the Ravens game. All we had to do is not screw that up. And then we lost 4 of our last 5 games.
Yeah, you did. Your middle of the season was really good last year, and that was where everybody thought you'd be. And then injuries started to creep up and everything.
I got hurt. No one saw that coming. So
injuries, and then Press Taylor doing Press Taylor stuff.
So
then you got Tennessee and Indianapolis, but you're going to be at Indianapolis. So Tennessee first, home, and then you're going to. And you're not going to be Indianapolis twice. So
why not? They're the Colts.
Richardson will last. He will survive the entire season.
Right now, you only have 1 loss in the division.
Brendan, now you know why you're not. I know why you're not going after Richardson now, because he's a U of F boy. That's why you don't like him. See, that's what it is.
Well, and the fact that I picked him up on my fantasy team the day that he got hurt, and I was really needing him.
That hurts too.
Okay.
Well,
I get it.
Now he's going to slow down. He's not going to go head in first. He's just going to. He's going to slide. So you're good.
I mean, he went to the University of Florida. He's not that smart.
Okay? We will. Brendan, we will have a college football edition of our show. Would you be interested in guests before the season?
I'll get real heated on some college football.
Hey, we could do it. And don't you play first, Florida State, Miami? I know you hate Miami. Oh gosh.
Oh man, I used to go. So growing up, I went to every Florida State game since I was 3 years old, and we would go every year to the Gainesville, and every 3 or 4 years we'd go to Miami. Miami's the dirtiest place I've ever been, by the way. This is why I don't like Miami.
Yeah, it's not fun to me.
It's not good, but
okay. Before we sign off with the podcast, I have to ask you, first of all, you have been amazing. We appreciate it. I have to ask you, since you've been a fan since day one, best win for your franchise.
For the franchise or for me?
For you. I'm sorry. For you.
For me, the best win was when we played Cincinnati Bengals, and it was the year, I think it was like 2005 or 6 or something, and they were 3-0, and they came into Jacksonville, and all their dumb fans were walking into the stadium cheering 3-0, like rubbing it in our face because we were like 1-2, right? Like we weren't even that good, and they kept yelling 3-0 all game, and then we beat them. And so I walked out of that stadium yelling at every single Bengals fan, screaming 3-1.
Nice.
And it felt so good.
It felt good. Okay, conversely, worst loss.
Miles Jack wasn't down. Miles Jack was not down. They cheated
New England.
The Jaguars to get the Patriots in the Super Bowl again, and I'll never forgive them for that.
Do you watch the Pivot Boys with Ryan Clark and everything? They recently had Tom Brady on, and they asked him about that, and Tom Brady admitted it. He said Miles Jack was not down.
They blew the whistle, and they even at that point in 2017, even then, the rule was you don't blow the whistle if it's so close, and you let the replay decide it. That was always the case, and they blew the whistle.
No, you're right. It was. How did you handle it? What did you do?
Oh, not very well, but thankfully I had like a 2-week-old daughter that I couldn't get too mad about.
Okay. Okay.
Like we beat the Bills the 2 days after she was born. I watched that game in the hospital, 10-3. And I watched that in the hospital. Sarah's like, "You really gonna make me watch this?" I'm like, "It's a playoff game. You can't like not watch it." And then like the next week I had Esme laying on my chest watching that Patriots game. And when that happened, oh my God, like if she wasn't there, I probably would have broken things.
I understand.
One play away.
In the hospital with the babies around? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. IVs out the window, whatever.
Right. Well, Brendan, we appreciate your time. We thank you for joining us on our very young show. Look for it. We have a YouTube channel. Is there anything you'd like to say before we get off the podcast?
No, guys, this was super fun. I really appreciate this. This was fun. I needed to get some of this out of me.
Good. Hey, that's what we're here for. Look for more segments. And I'm serious about the college football. We will have something in August. So
you're not ready for it.
Oh, I'm ready. I think, I do have my Michigan championship jersey on. I just
riding off the national championship right now. So
look, Florida State would have beaten Michigan.
Okay.
I'm with you, Brendan. I'm with you.
Saying it. Okay. Your quarterback was not good. Just saying.
And yet he's in the league, getting ready to.
He'll be in the league
with the Vikings, so you'll see him this year.
Yeah, you sure will.
Can't wait.
You know what? Hey, you know what?
Brendan, I'm siding with you on this one. I'm with you, Brendan.
Casey, you're a closet Cowboys fan, so I expect nothing less.
Okay, we're recording. Go ahead and get it out. What you said yesterday.
I expect
when
nothing.
Nobody was on the phone. Get it out.
Look, we have a special edition for you coming up.
You
flip-flopping.
Wait a minute, everybody, because Brendan, we're gonna end this show with a smile on your face. He said to me yesterday when we do our show called Flip Floppers, I should be the main star of that show.
I should. I admit, when I was a kid, I was a Cowboys fan. I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding.
You never said you were a Colts fan. You never said you were a Texans fan, and you never said that you were a Titans fan. He was a fan of a team in his own division.
Casey, Casey, I know you're not talking. I like UNC. Oh, wait, NC State is on the road to the Final Four. I like NC State. Oh, wait, years ago, Rick Pitino's the greatest coach ever. I'm Louisville. Oh, wait, the list goes on and on with you. I don't know what you're talking about.
What you do is you cheer for teams in your conference when they make it past, or you cheer for your state. So NC State was in North Carolina when Carolina went home. So I'm going to cheer for the state.
No, I wouldn't cheer for Michigan State. I would not cheer for Michigan State. And I had to see the light. I own it. Unlike some people.
I've always been a Carolina. I've always been Panthers fan. And I'm even from North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, until the Cowboys play. You're a Panthers fan. I understand. You know, until the Cowboys play.
Brendan,
It's cool.
You're friends with a hater.
Okay.
Yes, you still with us. What's your thoughts on Dion? I mean, you're a Florida State guy, so you know what do you think about Dion, and then what do you think about Coach Prime? Because that is, I think it's two different people.
I think he shouldn't have talked smack about Florida State.
Yeah.
They gave him an opportunity, and I mean, I don't know. He should have kept that out of his mouth, but I don't know. I think it's just entertainment. Colorado is not going to be as good as everybody keeps saying they're going to be. He's just entertainment.
Ooh.
He knows how to sell.
Would you welcome him back to the Seminole Nation with open arms if he wanted that?
What does that mean?
Now, if he had the opportunity to leave Colorado and become the coach of Florida State.
God, no, man. We're sticking. We got our guy.
Okay.
We got our guy, man. Coach Norvell he's the man.
Gotcha.
And he's going to keep winning games, and they're going to keep hating on us. You'll see.
Are y'all leaving the ACC? Are y'all leaving the ACC?
Unless they pay us, heck yeah.
Hey, you can come to the Big Ten. You can play Michigan all year long.
I would love it. If I could play Michigan every year, that'd be the easiest win in the world. Bring it.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
I don't know if Florida. Look, I like Florida State, but it'll take y'all some few years to get with
that cold. That cold.
It's not. It's just a different style of play, man. It's tough, man. Y'all play on the perimeter, man. Those boys, they play between the tackles.
I tell you what, if you would have put either one of those running backs from Michigan up against Fisk and Verse, they wouldn't have gone anywhere. And the fact that nobody brings that up drives me nuts.
We must have this discussion because we could go on about this.
No. You watch what Fisk and Verse does with the Rams. Fisk is going to be a Pro Bowler.
And I agree with you in the first quarter. But when that offensive line keeps leaning on you for 4 quarters, those holes are going to open up.
When Fisk push those offensive line 5 yards back every down, they're not going to.
Brendan, you're not pushing our offensive line no 5 yards back. We're not Clemson. Clemson, like Dabo's the man, but he's right. We play a different. We're going to pound you.
Dabo's not the man.
He's won 2 national titles and been to the college football.
Because he had really good talent. Just like Jimbo Fisher won a national championship with Jameis Winston and hasn't done crap since.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. Brendan,
I'm ready.
We're coming. We gonna come back. We will see you in August.
I'm ready.
Thank you. Seriously, give your beautiful wife and your beautiful daughter a hug from me. Tell them I said hello. And she's doing you said the hula class. She's taking a hula class. Yes, man.
Hula, ballet, violin. She's going to be an entertainer.
She's a Renaissance woman. I love it. I love it.
Oh.
I love it. Well, all right, my friend. Thank you for participating, and look for it. We'll send you a copy or anything. If you have any questions, just give me a call, okay?
Totally. So,
all right.
So thankful, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Brendan, salute, my man. Casey, take us home.
All right, friends. Well, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on our YouTube page. And again, we want to thank Brendan for being here. Who's going to be our next guest? Reach out to us if you want to be on the show. All right. See y'all.
All right. See y'all.